significant planning application has been submitted by a Norwegian state-owned company, Statkraft, which, by the way, profits billions, for a massive 205-acre solar site across these local productive fields in ash, the ash levels just here. Now, most people also see this area when they're driving past on the Sandwich bypass. The planned development will have an irreversible negative impact visually, to the environment and to the significant local history, all for a 40-year temporary lifespan. We need to be supportive of initiatives to reduce our reliance on fossil fuel. Green energy is the only future, but this must not be at the expense of the natural world. These solar farms are simply a get-richer-quick scheme for companies that are covering important landscapes and industrialising them. Something quite unique about this site is that we have an incredibly important historic site neighbouring this project. It's over there on that mound behind me. So I'm going to go meet up with Tony Redding, a historian, to talk about how it will affect the history and the setting of the Richborough Roman fort. So Tony, thanks for meeting me here. So what's so special about this place?
Well, this is an amazing place. It's the single most important Roman site in Britain, and nearly 2,000 years ago, if you'd have been here,
wow,
you would have seen the Roman equivalent of the D-Day landings in Normandy.
Wow.
There were 40,000 Roman soldiers and auxiliary soldiers. There were tens of thousands of animals,
yeah, feed them,
all brought over the channel by around about 700 to 1,000 ships.
Wow.
This was an island, and I think if I'd have been a native living here and I'd have seen that lot, I think I would have been a fairly hasty retreat, really.
Wow.
The landing itself wasn't opposed.
Right.
The first big battle came on the Medway sometime later, but what you see here is the first home, the bridgehead home of 4 Roman legions.
Wow, amazing. So how is this great big development neighbouring it going to affect it?
Well, it'll have a profound effect because this developed from the initial bridgehead fort to a major Roman town and port and supply base for the 4 legions as they spread out across the country. And it was a very substantial town. The amphitheatre that was built here had a capacity of 5,000 spectators.
Right,
it was a
what a show.
very big place.
Wow.
And only part of the archaeology has ever been explored.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is beyond the perimeter of the protected ancient monument.
Yeah.
And it's almost certain that there will be possibly nationally important archaeological remains across the proposed development site.
Wow.
And also probably the first Roman road ever built in Britain runs straight across the centre of the site.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. And it's going to go right through, I guess, through where the solar panels are intending to go.
Exactly, straight through the centre of the site.
Because, I mean, this area hasn't seen a large development like this threaten it before, has it? Those long views and vistas are what are part of the landscape, and they kind of make you, I mean, standing in here, I can get a real feeling of its majesty and what it would have been like. And those long views and vistas are going to be industrialised.
Well, that's right. The fundamental importance of this site has to be understood through looking at its landscape setting.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And if you look out on tens of thousands of solar panels, it doesn't send you the right message.
Right. Wow, thanks, Tony. What a special place. Now, as is often the case, the majority of these planning submissions happen mainly off the back of what's known as a desktop survey. I feel developers have no idea how important this place is. This site is functionally linked to the surrounding habitats and plays a vital role in supporting many species of bird life, in particular significant numbers of Brent geese, lapwing, golden plover, owls, bats, swans, and much more use these levels. Even marsh harrier breed and feed in this area. All this wildlife will be displaced by the presence of these solar panels, especially the construction stage. Nature is in a very sorry state. Insects have declined by 60% in the last 20 years. Over the last 50 years, we've lost 73 million birds from our skies. We've lost 69% of the world's wildlife in 50 years. Only 4% of life on Earth is wildlife. 96% of it is us, our pets and livestock. The UK is among the most nature depleted countries in the world. Out of 218 countries, however you look at it politically, in the world, the UK ranked 189th. This whole area is really suffering from cumulative impact. We've got giant developments from National Grid to the north, Discovery Park to the east, giant developments of Bexhanger to the south, and we've already got the solar park to the south. It's industrialisation of our landscapes. This marsh and these levels are losing their long views and vistas, their open skies and their character landscape. When our farmland is developed, the footprint goes on to represent deforestation elsewhere in the world. Farmland expansion is responsible for 90% of deforestation around the world. Every day, over 41 million trees are felled as a result of these deforestation efforts. That's a football pitch every 6 seconds. The UK is not self-sufficient in food production. It imports 48% of the total food consumed, and that proportion is rising. So why are we covering this landscape in solar panels? What about our existing rooftops and car parks? Take a look at the amount of available roof spaces and car parks that could have solar panels. I took a flight here over Westwood Cross. It really shows you just how much availability there is. And there is giant urban developments like this all over the country. So before we take up countless acres of land with solar panels, put them on every car park, library, school, supermarket, office block. Let the people produce their own power. It just seems that that particular technique doesn't make a single company super rich. So what can we do to stop this madness? We absolutely have to fight to stop this. We now live, cheers Gate, we now live in a decisive decade for the future of humanity on this planet. It is down to us to do something about it. It's down to us to stand up, shout and fight off the threats that our environments face. We need you to do the following. Head to saveashlevel.org, sign up for the mailing list, make an objection online or by post as soon as you can. There is guidance on how to do it on the website and you'll be able to get a lot of help on there. And importantly, tell others to help us make a difference. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.